Alright, in this video we are going to begin to assemble our frog. We have our crankshaft assembly created, which we did in the previous video. And then we also have our body and leg parts. I merged the body and leg parts into one part studio. Notice I have the triangles in one group, and I'll actually go and click 1 and 2, right click, and I'll create a base folder. This is a pretty simple part studio with just triangles and bases. And then I will go and spacebar clears that. I will go and rename my parts. So we're just going to call this triangle again, and we're going to call this, I'm going to call this the base. The triangles will work as the legs and the side of the body, so I'm not going to call it body or leg yet. So, but this one is always going to be the base. And spacebar is handy to get rid of your selections. Okay, so I've got my triangle, I've got my base. Yeah, this is showing me clicking space, by the way. All right, so let's go and create a assembly for our frog. Create assembly. I'm going to rename this down here by right-clicking and rename that to, we're going to call this the frog, because this is where we're going to put everything together. We're going to insert some parts, and we're going to choose some from Part Studios and others from Assemblies. So we have two options here. We don't need the crankshaft parts because we already have a crankshaft sub-assembly, but we do need one base, and we need a couple of triangles for the body here. So let's go ahead and see. We're going to move those in a second. Let's bring those out, and let's just move these around. I'm going to just turn them real quick. Make that go to 90 degrees. Move it over this way, and oops. And then this one, I'm going to go and rotate it as well. Oops, I got both of them selected. Spacebar clears that. Click on this one, rotate it to 90 degrees. And then I think I can probably let's go ahead and put everything together like this. So remember, for attaching using no degrees of freedom, so we don't want these to move relative to each other. We're going to use a fasten mate, and we're just going to grab, I'll just grab a corner of the base. We want to get that facing up. If you can't get it facing up, sometimes turning it helps. It wants to get, that looks right. We'll grab the outside corner, and now we'll grab the same representative corner up here. There we go. And that one is, remember, we click here, we can go get another one, and we need to do the other side, so we'll just go ahead and pick this corner. Come on. Oh, almost had it. I believe that's it. It's a little hard to tell. Yep, that's it. Outside corner. And then we'll do the same thing here. Boom. Okay, and now we're all done. We'll click this checkbox. All right, so there we have a nice frog body. One option for this, yeah, this is the best way to assemble it. I just want to make sure the clearance between here and the bottom is going to be big enough for our frog legs. So yes, it should be fine because the crank arms are going to go far below that. This is the best way to assemble it. I was thinking, would you want to assemble this with the legs down here? And I would say no. All right, now let's bring in our crankshaft. This is a fully assembled body that we can now add moving parts to. So let's insert our crankshaft. So we're going to go to Assemblies, and we're going to pull our crankshaft. We'll just rotate that again to right orientation. So let's go to the top and we can click on it and then rotate it 90 degrees. And then still haven't quite figured out how to use that pop-up, but I think you just hit escape and it goes away. All right. So we're going to want to use a cylindrical mate to put this into these holes. If you look at the different mates, talked about this, the arrows mean which degrees of freedom these have. So notice this one, the revolutes you use with the spinner, allows it to rotate, but does not allow it to move up and down. This actually is going to slide left and right in these two holes. That's how the actual model, the actual frog, when we make it, will work. So we want it to model it the same way. So we're going to use the cylindrical mate. Notice it allows it to rotate and allows it to move. In this case, it would be up and down. So let's go grab that one, and let's go, and we're going to put the dowel inside of, let's do the top hole. And that's it right there. Okay. Now notice, solve it. There it comes. And now we're going to add one more. We want it to be inside of the other one. So we're going to pick the dowel again, and we're going to solve it there. And we can solve to see what happens. Oh, I guess I want to click this one here. Now, if you move this, notice it moves only in that dowel, in that hole. Okay, now notice it's moving in that axis, and the body's moving too. So to get a better representation of how this all works, let's go and let's what's called fixing one of our parts. Let's fix the base. So we right click on it and we choose fix. Now you see a little symbol here. It says part is fixed. Now when we go to move this crankshaft around, notice nothing's floating around. It's fixed the base. And my updates are a little slow on here, but if you move it, you can see it is indeed moving. The other thing you'll notice about this is it should rotate. It has degrees of freedom, rotational degrees of freedom, so it will rotate. Now, the next thing you want to do is set some limits, and I'll do that in the next video here, is to keep this from coming out of our body. At this point, this is, of course, not possible. It can't really go all the way through there in the real world. So we want to give it some what are called limits to keep it from doing that.